Captain Van Dijk stood on the deck of the Black Marauder, his eyes scanning the horizon as the salty sea breeze tousled his hair. The first rays of the sun painted the ship's wooden deck a golden hue. The captain looked at the old and worn map in his hand. This map showed the way to the Golden Island, where the legendary treasure was said to be hidden. Captain Van Dijk. Crew, from today our lives will change forever. This map will lead us to the Golden Island. Finish your preparations, we're setting sail. The crew hurriedly performed their duties. Sails were hoisted, ropes pulled, and the Black Marauder began its journey into the vast blue sea. Next to Captain Van Dijk was his loyal friend and first mate, Jack Stormalong. Jack Stormalong. Captain, I'm still amazed we found this map. Do you really think the Golden Island exists, Captain Van Dijk? I believe it does, Jack. If the map and its clues are accurate, a great treasure awaits us. Days passed. The sea was calm but mysterious. One morning, the ship's lookout, Porthos, spotted something in the distance. Porthos. Captain, there's something on the horizon. Captain Van Dijk took out his telescope and examined the dark shape in the distance. It was a large ship heading straight for them. Captain Van Dijk. All hands on deck. Be prepared. This may not be a friendly visit. As the ship approached, they saw the enemy pirate flag. It was the ship of Captain Blackbeard, Van Dijk's ruthless rival. Blackbeard. Van Dijk, we meet again. Is it coincidence or fate? Today will be your end. Captain Van Dijk. I'm not so sure about that, Blackbeard. Crew, prepare for battle. Cannons roared, swords clashed, and a fierce battle ensued between the two pirate ships. Captain Van Dijk fought Blackbeard with his sword. The clash was long and bloody, but eventually the Black Marauder emerged victorious. Captain Van Dijk. Retreat, Blackbeard. I'll spare you this time, but next time you won't be so lucky. Blackbeard, with his wounded crew, retreated. The Black Marauder continued its voyage to the Golden Island. Along the way, the crew treated their wounds and prepared for future adventures. Days later, they finally reached the Golden Island. The island was surrounded by golden sands and lush forests. However, this paradise-like island was filled with dangers. Captain Van Dijk. Crew, according to the map, the treasure is hidden in a cave at the heart of the island. We'll go together and find this treasure. As they ventured into the forest, they navigated paths filled with traps. At one point, they encountered a giant snake. Captain Van Dijk warded off the snake with his sword. Cookie. Captain, there's danger at every step here. Is the treasure worth it? Captain Van Dijk. Be patient, Cookie. We're close. We've come this far. Turning back is not an option. As they progressed through the forest, the traps and dangers increased. One night, the crew set up camp and gathered around the fire. Around the fire, Old Pete began telling the legends of the island. Old Pete. This place is a cursed island, guarded by the spirits of old pirates and treasure hunters. Many have lost their lives here for the treasures. However, the stories of those who pursued this treasure are still told. Jack Stormalong. If these stories are true, why are we still after this treasure? Is it worth risking our lives? Captain Van Dijk. Every great adventure is filled with risks, Jack. But we as brave pirates embrace these risks. Remember, great rewards require great risks. The next morning, they continued their journey. After a while, they reached the location marked on the map. In front of them was the entrance to a large cave. Massive stone statues guarding the entrance seemed to be watching the crew. Captain Van Dijk. Everyone be careful. We don't know what we might face inside. Entering the cave, they were met with a cold breeze. Strange symbols and ancient writings covered the walls. As the crew cautiously advanced, their footsteps echoed through the depths of the cave. After some time, they arrived in a vast chamber. In the middle of the room stood a giant treasure chest, adorned with jewels and surrounded by piles of gold coins. But there was an inscription on the chest. Captain Van Dijk. This inscription says the chest is cursed. If we don't honor the spirits of the treasure, we will be cursed forever. Old Pete. Captain, we must approach with respect. This treasure is a legacy from the spirits of the past. Captain Van Dijk knelt before the chest and prayed. We seek this treasure to honor the spirits of the past. We will keep their memories alive. The captain's words echoed through the cave, and suddenly ghosts appeared. However, upon hearing the captain's words, they vanished. The curse was lifted, and the crew gained access to the treasure. When they opened the treasure chest, they found gold coins, glittering jewels, and priceless artifacts. The crew's joyous shouts echoed through the cave. Captain Van Dijk. Crew, this is just the beginning. Many more treasures and adventures await us. Together, we are unstoppable. The crew cheered enthusiastically, ready for future adventures. The Black Marauder and its brave crew set sail, their hearts filled with dreams and the promise of future adventures. During the return journey, the crew celebrated. One night, in the middle of the sea, a star shot across the sky. As Captain Van Dijk stood on the deck watching the star, he smiled. This will be our lucky year, he said to himself. However, their return journey would not be easy. One night they were caught in a severe storm. Thunder and lightning roared across the sea's surface, and giant waves threatened the ship. Captain Van Dijk, everyone take your positions. We must survive this storm. The crew did everything they could to save the ship. Jack fought at the helm with all his might. At one point, the ship rose on a giant wave and then quickly fell. Cookie, Captain, I feel the ship taking on water. Captain Van Dijk, get to the pumps. We must stop the leak. The crew ran to the pumps and began to bail out the water. As the storm intensified, the Black Marauder fought against the waves. At one point, a mast broke and fell onto the deck. Jack Stormalong, we need to lift the mast or the ship will lose balance. Captain Van Dijk, pull with all your strength. We must save the Black Marauder. The crew did everything they could to lift the mast. After a fierce struggle, they managed to put the mast back in place, and the ship regained its balance. The storm lasted for hours, but finally the sea calmed. Captain Van Dijk, crew, you were amazing. We survived this storm, but we must remain vigilant. We may face many more challenges on our way home. After the storm, the sea was calm again. The crew began repairs on the ship. After days of repairs and rest, the Black Marauder set sail once more. One morning, they noticed a strange movement on the sea surface. Bubbles were rising from the water, as if a giant creature was preparing to emerge. Porthos, Captain, there's something in the sea. Captain Van Dijk, be cautious. We know how dangerous these seas can be. Suddenly, a colossal octopus emerged from the sea beside the ship. Its tentacles reached for the deck. The crew began to shout in panic. Captain Van Dijk, prepare your weapons. We must repel this creature. The crew drew their swords and spears, attacking the tentacles of the giant octopus. Captain Van Dijk aimed for the creature's eyes and attacked with his sword. Jack Stormalong, Captain, the creature is too strong. Its tentacles are attacking from everywhere. Captain Van Dijk, we must work together. We need to surprise the creature and force it to retreat. The crew coordinated their attacks on the creature's tentacles. At one point, they struck one of the octopus's eyes, causing it to retreat in pain. After a few minutes of fierce fighting, the giant octopus withdrew into the sea. Captain Van Dijk, crew, you were incredible. We defeated this creature, but we must stay alert. Many more dangers await us. After the creature retreated, the crew relaxed and continued their journey. Days passed and they finally saw the mainland on the horizon. As they approached home, their excitement grew. Finally, when they reached the port, the crew was greeted with great joy. Captain Van Dijk and his crew were hailed as heroes in the town, bringing treasures from the Golden Island. Captain Van Dijk: "This is just the beginning, crew. Many more treasures and adventures await us. Together, we are unstoppable." The crew cheered enthusiastically, ready for future adventures. The Black Marauder and its brave crew set sail, their hearts filled with dreams and the promise of future adventures.